Hi friends, one more interesting conversation. I have JonathanEllis here with, he's a founder of TMS. TMS is a very interesting company. It sits in the junction of online and the offline media worlds. They try and make the offline and the online come together. And they also do a bunch of things on mobile. So do you want to talk a little bit more about TMS and what you do?
We are a business based in Asia, and we've come up with a platform whereby we put the consumer at the very heart of the mobile solution. The mobile solution today is yet unanswered from the traditional media. And where we believe the capabilities within India is to tag the offline media. So I actually came from a TV background, from Star TV, and everybody knows very well in India that the budgets spent on television and print are immense. The problems today with mobile is people work in verticals and work at solutions from a digital perspective. We approach it differently. We spin it on its head and we say, why don't we try and interact the offline media, create a gateway between the brand, being the media owner or the ad agency or the advertiser, and the consumer, but using mobile as this bridge. And when we enable the consumer to interact with the offline media, be it TV, be it radio, be it print, be it direct marketing, we as a platform can collect in real time the analytic and the data about this interaction that the consumer's made with that said media owner, piece of content or brand. That's our business.
So, I mean, it seems to me there are two elements that are different about it. One is that it sort of makes the offline media come alive. That's one part of it. The second one is that it gives you a channel of feedback that comes back as data back to the organization.
Well, I think today at the conference a lot of people were discussing data and a lot of people are talking about scalability. There's no doubt that the impact of television, radio and print has huge scale. The trick is to enable the reader, the viewer or the listener to respond and interact there and then using this personal device. And I think a lot of people discuss today that in this post-PC world, which we live in, where people have tablets and mobile phones, it doesn't have to be a smartphone, it can just be a feature phone with an internet pulse. But if you can enable the consumer to react there and then, to engage, to create association with a piece of content or with an advertising offer or a coupon or a subscription form, whatever the purpose of the site is, then all we do is we power this gateway. The gateway we approached was very simple. The number one standard on the planet today is SMS. It's the number one application used. So
4 billion.
Yeah, 4 billion users, but my parents know how to make a phone call, my parents know how to send a text message. And all we did as TMS was upgrade the SMS system for today's connected device system. So we took the theory of the telco shortcode. We decided to become an editor of a shortcode. I'm not saying we kicked out the telco, but we removed the telco from the process and we merged it with the idea of Google search. So you take a shortcode, could be Ole 126 that you saw on a TV ad, you enter it into a search browser on your phone, and because you do that, our browser phone solution understands the location of where you are, the type of device you're using, and the date and time of that interaction, and delivers you something very personal and optimized to you, the consumer.
Very cool.
But in that process, our platform understands from where the consumers come from. And our analytic that's different to the majority of the things I think we've heard today is that we can tell advertisers and we can tell media owners from where the consumer came from. I'll give you an illustration. We work with a very large FMCG brand in Indonesia. We help them tag about $4 million of their offline media. We coded all of their media with different codes, so could have been Ole 1, Pizza 2, whatever the code was. And when consumers interacted with this offer, with this piece of content, with this incentive, with this subscription, whatever the purpose of the campaign was, we collected the analytic of that point, but we understood from which billboard, from which TV ad, from which radio station the consumer did it from. So then we could help provide the agency or the client with an understanding of how consumers interact on mobile and from where they come from. And it's the from where that you need to understand. I deal with an awful lot of, I would say, world brands, and if you go to the marketing director and say, I know you currently buy globally 7,000 billboards or 6,000 types of print titles or 250 TV stations, there are serious data metrics that show you the value of those. But the real-time consumer can tell you, based on them interacting with you, how they engage with you. And that's the value. To deliver a solution on mobile to make it scalable, you have to put a line through the whole mobile platform to say, don't worry about how it works, but we deliver a device-agnostic solution. People today talked about HTML5 solutions. That is the correct approach. But if you are sitting in India with a Nokia low resolution phone, or you're sitting in Hong Kong with a Samsung pad or a BlackBerry device, I don't care what device you're using, the way to interact, it works. And if it works on devices of this low resolution, then we can create a scalable solution to go mobile.
Fabulous. Just switching topics slightly, you also spoke a lot about real time as a part of the data viewpoint of existence, right? And how real time is enabled by this game. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, real time is, I think, the key. And I'll answer it from two perspectives. If you're sitting at home watching Star Plus and you see an Audi ad, you engage with it, you like it, but after 30 seconds it goes and you go back to the cricket. What we enable that Audi advertiser is to create a point of interaction between the viewer there and then, interested by your offer, and your ad. If you're not interested with it, you don't interact, but if you are, you have the opportunity to interact with that said advertisement. The real-time analytic that we provide is key. I'll give you another example. We're working with a fast food chain in Southeast Asia where when you interact with the code from a piece of print or a piece of TV, if you do it in the morning, I will provide you an offer which is say a coffee with a cake. But if you come in and interact with that same short code that is advertised uniformly, and you do it in the afternoon, I might advertise and provide you a coupon which is a cake with a coffee. And the real-time element enables the brand to control what it is they're delivering to the consumer. Fundamental premise of the advertiser, which is to know and how to control the offer. For example, if you're selling a subscription service and the first 1,000 people that interact land and get it for free, brilliant. But at the 1,000th and the first person that interacts, he gets a different solution. It might be a $10 cost. Or it could be a discount for the first 10,000 people that respond, 90% off. But after that, 10% off. So the versatility that's provided to the advertiser by the real-time activity
is phenomenally
important, because control for the advertiser is the key.
Fantastic. And that's really what real-time means in common terms. The last question really, a Brit, clearly from your accent, sitting in Southeast Asia, so you're Singapore-based, are you?
No, we're based in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, okay.
I was very, very fortunate to leave the world of television in the UK, and hugely fortunate to come and work for the News Corporation from a pay TV interest. And so I worked with Star TV. I worked with Star TV outside of India, but my job enabled me to travel throughout Southeast Asia, Northern Asia, and try to understand how business is done, how brands work, and every market's different. And trying to understand as a Brit, not to come to tell you how to do it, but come to listen and try to learn, because cultures are very different. How I dealt business in India would be very different how we would deal business in Indonesia. And I think the understanding that you're kind of a visitor rather than somebody to tell you how it's done. And often I think I wouldn't say people from European media, they're very, very proud to tell you what to do. And the reason why they never seem to get on very far is the locals actually know best. So you need to take your experience and work it to the local experience. And that's I've been very fortunate for that.
Fabulous, and I think that's the last word pretty much. Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Really appreciate
Great
it.
stuff, and I'm sure we'll continue to hear from you.
Wonderful.